Hello everyone. Thank you for stopping by. It's me Raga. Today I'm going to share a fun interactive thank you card incorporating pull tab pop-up mechanism. I had this idea reeling in my mind as soon as I watched Olaf's scene from Frozen 2 movie, where he will be enjoying his new permafrost, lying down on the pink checker mat, thinking about maturity, and will sit up to catch hold of that falling autumn leaf. After some trials and errors, I figured it out and wanted to share the same with you all. When I pull this tab, Olaf as well as the sentiment pops up at a time. I also call this card as outside pop-up. Now let's have a quick look at the supplies required to make this card. This BLO cardstock from the craft shop is one of my favorites, which is known for its versatile use, even good for watercoloring your stamped images. In today's video, I am going to use this cardstock for distance watercoloring my focal image, and I am taking a 5x5 inch top folding card base. However, I would encourage you to use what you have. For background, I take 4x4 inch gingham checker pink pattern paper from my stash, as it is very close to the Olaf's mat in that scene. It is Cool Buddy's clear stamp set from Create a Smile. And I am going to use this snowman as my focal image. Let's do some coloring. I'm starting by smooshing down my inks onto an acetate sheet. Since watercoloring is a transparent medium, you will be adding layers to your artwork to create contrast and depth. That's where I got hooked with watercoloring. Don't fill in the color, instead, just apply some color where you want your image to look darker and then spread it with water and brush. Don't forget to preserve some white space for highlights. I'm using tumbled glass, spiced marmalade, vintage photo, and black soot inks. Always tend to use a paper towel or rag to control the amount of water on your paper and on your brush. Here I am adding an additional element, that is an autumn leaf, to snowman's fingers just to make it look like Olaf sit up to catch hold of that leaf. And I'm adding some details with my micron pen, and I'm adding the buttons to my Olaf. Here you go, my Olaf is ready. Now working on the background, I'm distressing the edges of pattern paper with worn lipstick ink to make it look more of like a mat. I'm locating the center point 3 cm away from the bottom and making a slit slot of width 1.5 cm. Here I am having a rough layout of the measurements. After leaving a gap of 1 cm above, mark a vertical rectangle of dimension 1.5 cm into 2.5 cm. Then cut through it to make a bottom opening flap and score 2 lines on the flap at 1 cm interval. If it doesn't make sense, stick with me. I have also created a template for the mechanism and I have linked it up in the description box below. You can download it for easy reference and use. This is the bottom opening flap and I am scoring it now. Can you see the scoring lines? Yes, That's it. Our background is ready. Now working on the sentiments, I have taken a rectangle die cut and thankful die cut from Momenta and adhering this to the rectangle die cut. I'm also using a mix-up of sentiments, sending love and hugs from Hello Gorgeous Alginous stamp set and warm from Create a Smile stamp set together to form the sentiment, sending love and warm hugs. And I heat set it using VersaFine watermark stamp, wow white embossing powder. Now let's move on to the mechanism. I have created a rough sketch of T-flap pull strip with 2 pair of tabs. This is the flap with tabs of dimension 4.5 by 1.5 cm with score lines and slits in between at 1 cm away from the bottom line. After leaving 2 cm gap, I have added a pair of tabs of dimension 2.5 by 0.5 cm. I would recommend you to use acetate strip to make this tab so that it won't show up on our background panel. The total length of this T-flap strip is roughly 10 or 11 cm. You can always keep this length higher and can trim off at the end if there is any excess. Now I have done fussy cutting the pull strip. You can see the measurements, the acetate strip and the score lines very clearly. The length of these 2 tabs is 0.5 cm, which controls the amount the flap can lift. I'm folding over the tabs of the flap just to show you that I have scored the lines there. This is the another pair of tabs out of an acetate strip and it controls the movement of pull strip. Let's connect this pull strip to the background pattern paper. Just fold over the tabs of the flap and feed it through the slot. Then flatten the tabs out again. As I said earlier, the length of these tabs controls the amount the flap can lift. I have set the length of these tabs to 0.5 cm, which is right enough only to lift up the flap and controls it from flipping over. I'm sticking a piece of same pattern paper to the strip front just to hide the mechanism from showing off. Now I am pushing the acetate strip through the bottom open flap. See how it controls the pull strip from moving further. Apply some glue only to the bottom end of the flap and stick it to the strip. That's it. The mechanism is working good. I hope everything is clear for you as well. Let's start incorporating all the elements onto the card base. I'm sandwiching the flap with 2 rectangle die cuts, sentiment one to the front and plain one to the back. Then applying some glue only to the second half of the flap to stick over our focal image. Isn't it so much fun watching out the snowman and the sentiment lifts up at the same time? Don't forget to double your pull strip to make it quite strong and also to avoid any bendings. I'm creating a small half-circled handle for the strip using the least small circle die cut. Finishing the card by adding sentiment strip and mounting the background panel onto card base using double-sided foam tape. I have punched a hole on top of the strip and tied it with a piece of twine thread. Voila! My card is ready! Hope you all enjoyed watching my process video. If you try out this card, share it on social medias by tagging me as #perkyraga so that I can see your take on this mechanism. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you won't miss out any of my updates. If you have any doubts or queries, just leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.